Hi everyone, we're going to be talking about Naviance today. This is going to be your best friend senior year, and this is how you get your transcripts and letters of recommendation sent to colleges. So make sure that you're using this resource and you're bookmarking this page if you need additional help. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to talk about how to explore colleges. So this is your Naviance homepage. This is what it should look like. It's a student view for me. So obviously my Naviance page is going to look different because I'm not a student, but it should look very similar to yours. So to explore colleges, we're going to go to colleges, and we're going to go to colleges home. Okay, so you can, there's several different modules that you can use to look for colleges. You can find your fit. So there's different college research engines over here. So you could do a college match, a super match. I don't have any data information in my student demo, but you should have some. So say we're going to look for, you can choose your criteria over here. Okay, so I already did one earlier, so I'm going to start over. Okay, so select criteria. Alright, so we're going to go through location. So we're looking for schools in Virginia. Alrighty, and then we're going to look for, I'm going to look for a school in a rural or suburb near small city. And then I'm going to go to the next criteria, so I'm going to go to academics. I'm looking to get my bachelor's degree. I'm going to go to admission. I have in my GPA and my SAT score. These are all obviously made up because I do not have any of those. Then we're going to go to student life. So this is where you would put in, if you're in a club in high school and you really want to continue that in college, or if you're looking for Greek life, or if you're looking for ROTC. So say I'm looking for an Army ROTC, then it would show me those. So that's where you can kind of put in your interests and what you're looking for. They have a diversity section. So if you are looking for like a specific representation of a certain demographic, so then you can select race or ethnicity. So if you're looking for a certain percentage of Hispanic / Latinx population at your school, then you could select that there. If you're interested in historically black college universities, then you can select that here, and it'll give you historically black colleges and universities. You can select if they're LGBTQ plus inclusive. You can select if you want to go to a co-ed college, a women's college, or a men's college. So lots of options here. Then we're going to go to characteristics, so 2-year and 4-year. If you don't want a 2-year, you can just select 4-year. If you want just a 2-year, then you can select that, not 4-year. I'm going to go 4-year for right now. And then you can select your school size, so if you know what kind of school you want to go to, you want to go to a small school, you can select that, or very large school, you can also select that. So cost of attendance, if you're interested in looking at the finances of your school, typically private schools cost more than public schools, so you could go back to here to the institution characteristics and select public or private. Athletics, if you're interested in a sport, or if you just want your school to have some type of sport there for you. And then resources, so if you really want to go to a school that has counseling services or services for visually impaired or blind students, or daycare services. So these are all things that you can, and if you don't know what they are, you can click on this little information button and it'll actually tell you. So ESL, ELL services, English as a second language. So it'll tell you exactly what they mean if you're not familiar with that terminology. So then once I have all of my criteria here, it should show me schools in Virginia that have, so right now I want schools in Virginia, any major. I didn't select a campus size. The only really criteria I put in was that I want an Army ROTC program. So we see that Hampton-Sydney, University of Virginia College at Wise, Randolph-Macon. So I'm getting schools that are not in Virginia. I'm not really sure how to kind of negate that, but you can see their location down here. So I'm going to click on the University of Virginia College at Wise because I'm interested in learning more about them. So once I click on that, it pops up their homepage. So then there's these really cool pictures of the campus at UVA Wise. It tells you their average net price, so you can select your family's income. So say your family makes between $0 and $30,000 a year, you would select that, and then this would be the average net price. Graduation rate, acceptance rate, and then it also has deadlines. So there is their website is linked here. So the CEEB code, when you take the SAT, this is what you'll need to send your SAT score. So this is super useful information as well. It'll tell you how big the school is, what the student to faculty ratio is. And then down here, so I don't have any information, but you will have information in your Naviance. So say you choose your cumulative GPA, your weighted GPA, and it will show you. So right now it's saying that the students at UVA Wise have between a 2.69 and a 3.52. So this is the middle 50% of accepted students. And if you need to know more information about how those statistics work, just email me and I can kind of give you a call and explain it. So it would show you theoretically where you would fall on this chart. And then we'll go up to studies, and it will tell you, so say I'm interested in going into psychology, or I want to major in psychology. So I start typing in psychology, and it lets me know they do have a psychology program. Now I might be interested in business, so I'm typing in business, and they have an accounting program, business administration, general business, or management. And let's just try one more. Let's say I'm interested in nursing. So it does have a nursing program at UVA Wise as well. Okay, so those are the majors. Now I can go to student life. So it's going to tell me I'm at a small school here. The nearest city is Wise, Virginia. So it tells you the distance from Eastern View, which is great. And if you really want directions, you can go to Google Maps and it will provide you directions from Eastern View to UVA Wise. So then we'll go down. It gives you a breakdown. This is a predominantly white institution. So if you're really looking for that diverse demographic at your college, UVA Wise might not be the best option for you. So it gives you a breakdown of ethnicity, gender, and age, as well as residency status, so how many students are in-state versus out-of-state, and then international students. And then down here it'll give you a list of organizations and services. Now it'll also tell you there's athletics and what association they are. So most of the sports at UVA Wise are Division II sports. And then Greek life, it'll let you know how many fraternities, sororities, and what ROTC programs are. So that was one of my criteria searches, that I wanted an Army ROTC program. Okay, so that's how you research colleges. We can also go to College Compare. So if I wanted to add different colleges, so say I wanted to add VCU, Virginia Commonwealth University, and let's see if I can add that. I'm going to go to VCU's homepage, and I'm going to add to colleges that I'm thinking about. So I'm just going to give it a little like button right there. Another cool thing about Naviance is that it tells you all of the deadlines, so you can see that VCU doesn't have an early application deadline, they just have one deadline, and it's regular decision. So that's really useful as well. Let's see, what else? Alrighty, so I'm here with colleges. I went down to Find Your Fit and I did advanced college search. So if you know that you're looking for a specific institution, you can, so say you're looking for only schools on the common application, or say you're looking for cosmetology schools, or say you're looking for HBCUs. So we'll do HBCUs now. So we're going to hit HBCUs and view matches, and it's going to bring up all of the HBCUs in the United States. So if you know that you're looking for a specific college or university that serves a certain population, then that's a really good resource as well. So yeah, that's basically how you explore colleges, and I definitely encourage you all to use this tool. As you can see, we'll hit Hampton University. This is in Hampton, Virginia. There's really great resources on Naviance for exploring colleges. The college might even upload, like Hampton has a video here. So the colleges are uploading, little tidbits about their school, and it's a really easy way for you all to get information. They also have their contact information here, so if you ever have questions, you can call the admissions office or you can email them. So it's a great resource for you all to use, so I definitely encourage you to explore colleges through Naviance. Okay, so now that we're done exploring colleges, we're going to check out how we add them to our application list. So we're going to go to colleges I'm applying to. We're going to go on the right hand side of the screen. We're going to select this pink or red plus sign. And once we do that, we're going to select a school that we're going to apply to. So say we're going to apply to Radford University. So we're going to select Radford. So right below the college name, you're going to select the application type. This is very incredibly important. So if you are applying regular decision, then you select regular decision February 1. If you are applying early action, you need to make sure that you're applying early action December 1 on Naviance. You need to select this. Otherwise, if you select regular decision February 1, but you're actually applying early decision December 15th, your counselor is not going to send your transcript until they need to. They're going to get the early application transcripts out first, and because you didn't select that early application, they're not going to send your transcript because you didn't update it in Naviance. Now, they can if you ask them to, but it's a heck of a lot easier to just select it in Naviance. So make sure that December 1, make sure that you're selecting early action December 1 if that's what you're going to do. Now, for schools that are on the common application, you're going to see a drop-down menu here, and it's going to say, I'll submit my application either via Common App, direct to the institution, or I'm not sure yet. Once you select the application type that you're going to do, then you're going to want to say either I've submitted my application and I need a transcript, or I haven't submitted my application, and then just add the application. Now say you submitted your application and you want to request a transcript. You're going to go to the next step, which is what type of transcript are you requesting. You're requesting an initial transcript, and you can request your unofficial SAT scores. It'll come with that anyways. Request and finish. So then it should say confirmation, successfully added college applications and received transcript request. Then hypothetically, your college would show up here on this screen. Now, if you're requesting a transcript for a college that you just added the application and you submitted your application, now you need to go in and request your transcript. Come back to that little sidebar there, initial transcript, unofficial SAT score, and then you're going to select the college that you're going to be sending it to. I don't have any because this is a demo, but your college should pop up once you've added the application to your Naviance. Alrighty, so once we explore colleges and then we add our applications to our Naviance, then we're going to need letters of recommendation for those four-year schools that we're applying to. So, rule of thumb, always ask for letters of recommendation at least 2 to 3 weeks before you need them, because teachers are getting a plethora of requests for recommendations, and it's only courteous to give them a certain amount of time. Now, I know that the rule of thumb is typically you would ask them in person. If that is not possible for you, especially during this year, then you should send them an email personally, or from your student account, whatever email you check the most, and ask them if they would be comfortable writing you a letter of recommendation. I can't imagine anything worse than being a teacher and getting random requests for letters of recommendation from Naviance without talking to the student at all. So, make sure that you're asking your teacher either via email or, if you're able, in person, because that is the courteous thing to do, and they don't have to write you a letter of recommendation. So, you want to be as courteous as possible, because, again, they are recommending you. So, you're going to go here to colleges I'm applying to. Hypothetically, you would have a list of colleges here that you're applying to. And then you would go down to letters of recommendation section, and you would go to add a request. And here you have a list of all the teachers that you could request a letter of recommendation from. So say you were going to ask Miss Cockrell for a letter of recommendation. You're going to select her name, and you're going to choose specific colleges that you're applying to. So I have JMU, ODU, and Radford on my list right now. So if I want her to write me a letter of recommendation for all three, I'll select all. If I just want her to write me so here you can see that James Madison doesn't require any letters of recommendation, and they do allow some. I don't think they've updated this yet. ODU, 0 required recommendations, but 2 are allowed. Radford, 0 required recommendations, but 3 are allowed. So say, okay, you don't think that you need a letter of recommendation for Radford, but you might need one for ODU and JMU, so you're just going to select those 2. And then you can send her a personal note. Hi, Miss Cockrell. Thank you so much for agreeing to write me a letter of recommendation. Here is my Naviance request. Please let me know if there's anything I can do, or if you need a list of activities or extracurriculars or work experience that I have. And then once you do that, you would submit the request. So just in case she gets notification, I will make sure that I'm selecting myself. Submit request. And then once you do that, your teacher should get a notification to fill out your letter of recommendation. All right. So let's go back to home. There's another way to access your letter of recommendation. Okay, so I'm back at the home page. I'm going to go to colleges, and I'm going to apply to colleges, and then I'm going to go to letters of recommendation. So here is an easy way for you to get to letters of recommendation as well. There's 2 different ways for you to get there. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, but this is a pretty self-explanatory step for you. And if you need help from your counselor, you can always go to the bottom of the page. There's the counseling appointment, so you can request a counseling appointment here, or that's the same thing, or you can contact your counselor. So to Eric Wood, that would be me. You can do subject line in a message, or you can just send your counselor an email. So alright everybody, thank you so much for watching today. Hopefully this little demo helps you in your endeavors in navigating Naviance. And if you have any questions, as always, email me, DM me, or call me at the school. We can set up an appointment and walk through it together. As always, follow me on social media, myself in the counseling department, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of our handles are right there. And if you want to sign up for your Google Remind, check your Google Classroom, and there is your class-specific code there. So thanks so much, and good luck navigating.